5 hours of summer once a week. Hey, 5 hours of summer one Saturday morning.
All right. Welcome once again to yet another episode of Color Commentary, where we give you views from a sexy side. This is Rashad here. I am your host, and I'm being joined by my compadre, Mr. Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor here, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. That was weird. You need to do that with your own podcast.
Sorry, man. I can't hold back the sexy, bro.
Button that shirt up.
Nah, bro. We're going for gold chains. My chains on the inside. So that's what we're doing today. Today we're going to be talking about Shang-Chi. We already did a review about it, but we're going to talk about Shang-Chi and how it relates to the Marvel Universe overall. So Mr. Chuck Taylor definitely wanted to do this show, so he's going to bring it to us. He's going to kind of guide it today and ask the questions in order to,
I'm asking for questions.
You're gonna do whatever. You're gonna ask the questions. You're gonna lead us in the right direction in order to start the right conversation about Shang-Chi and the rest of the Marvel Universe. So, Mr. Chuck Taylor, it's on you, sir. I shall enjoy a nice cold Pepsi brought to us by the Taste of the Carolinas. Pepsi, if you're watching, we endorse you. Endorse us.
Endorse. But yeah. So after watching this movie, we got to see the first Kung Fu character, Asian descent character.
It was amazing.
Marvel. Huh?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. But we all had this question. A lot of us had the question like, how is he going to come in to this new group of Avengers? How are they going to maybe steer? Who's going to partner with? What movies will he? I'm assuming he's going to be with some Doctor Strange stuff because him and Wong are like this. It seems like
right. Yeah, they tight.
So I'm trying to figure okay, what is he going to really be like in MCU? Do you think they're going to try to push him forward due to the success of the film? Because he's a brand new character, nobody knew about him, and there's definitely some openings now that Tony and Cap are gone for the moment. And Thor's on the sideline with the sling on him. So Thor, Hulk,
Banner.
Thor, I don't know what Thor's doing. I don't think Thor's in space. He's doing space stuff.
Thor got one more movie and he's done.
yeah.
He go pass it over to Jane Foster.
So what do you think? What do you think they're gonna do with Shang-Chi? Like, those rings were powerful. Do you think he's gonna lead, or he's gonna be part of a team, or they're gonna kind of have him doing his own thing?
I know he's not gonna lead. I don't see him having the personality to do that. I mean, he's a great fighter and all, but I think Awkwafina was necessary in order to give him the fuller character. I feel like that's why they had to drag her along everywhere, because the two of them together make like an amazing character together. I don't know that he's got it in him to really carry the movie more so than fight. I mean, fighting would have been enough for me. In a Kung Fu movie, fighting is enough for me. But as far as being like Tony Stark level of charisma, that type of stuff, I don't know that he has that, or perhaps they just need to write it for him like that. So I don't see him as leading the Avengers, particularly since that would be really strange. For a completely unknown character to lead the Avengers, like Shang-Chi. Very few people know about him, unless I mean, you got to be like hardcore. Yeah, you got to be hardcore. Marvel hero. I mean, you've been reading for a long time, or maybe about him in his minor appearances in more recent history. Watching a lot of cool YouTube reviewers and historians and things. I've learned a lot about the character, but it seems like most of what was happening with the character was like in the 70s and the 80s. I think it's very highly unlikely that they will put him in the center. Perhaps in the future, but not right now. Now, will he? Now, I
Okay.
do see him as kind of doing his own thing. I think it would be similar to like Black Panther, where they're really kind of going full in on their own culture. So he's going to be, appearing in stuff and fighting and doing his thing, but he's got this whole other bigger picture, really big thing that's going on inside. I mean, pretty much like every Avenger, but it really seems that like Black Panther is on a whole other level as far as having a whole separate world. Like, yeah, Thor's got his own world and stuff, but it's only a couple of characters that you care about, but Black Panther is like, I don't know, it just seems the world itself is a bigger character. You know what I mean? So then Asgard is. I mean, they just blew up Asgard. We were just like, all right, Cord made a joke about it. Those foundations are gone.
The foundations are here. We can rebuild. Oh, those foundations are gone. Oh, yeah. He's completely killed that moment.
Yeah, exactly. If Wakanda had been blown up, we've been, oh my God, like literally people would not just be upset in the movie. Like literally people would be mad. Like I remember this one YouTuber was so upset that in Endgame that they attacked Wakanda. She was just livid.
Come on, Endgame? You talking about? You talking about Infinity War?
Infinity War, where they attacked Wakanda. How they gonna mess with my king? So
he coming to taking in them strays, and Wakanda were getting attacked. Be like your daddy and lead them people out there fend for themselves.
Don't
worry about Wakanda.
But anyway, make a long story short, I do think that's going to focus on him being the main character in his own kind of world right there. As far as being on a team, I mean, I guess he's going to be on the Avengers. I just don't know what this new team will be. It's a couple of people that are in it, but I guess we can get to that as far as who will be the new Avengers. What about you?
I can see that. No, I don't think he's definitely not going to be like a leader. Like, I agree with you. Like, he definitely doesn't have that type of charisma yet. I think he does have one. He is one of the more powerful people when he has the 10 rings. I mean, seeing him fight that monster
I feel like you have brought me in to what do they call these things? When you bring somebody in to ask them one thing, and then you flip the script and you hit them, with something completely different. They're like, oh my God, I know what this is. You brought me in here to trash Sam Wilson, Captain America. That's what this is about.
We haven't got to him yet.
That's what you brought me on this
Sam,
shit. Go ahead, long haul. I know that's what you came here to do.
I'm not going to trash Sam. I like Sam.
You want him to be the leader.
I don't know if he can be a leader. I'm trying to find. I'm like you. I don't know what Marvel's gonna do. I don't think Marvel knows what they're gonna do. They kind of like, we're gonna put something out here and hopefully this is gonna continue to connect everybody to us. Because right now, like, to me, they're putting all the bread in Dr. Strange's basket. Like, okay. He's gonna have to be the people that tie everybody together. And maybe they'll do something with the Scrolls. With Fury. Mm-hmm. I know they got the Fury series coming out in the Scroll thing, Invasion. So maybe they're gonna do something with that. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of the Avengers, movie type of stuff. What they gonna do? But yeah, I think he's the 10 rings. I think that's gonna tie in a lot more of the celestial type things, especially with that in post credit scene. It definitely seemed like it was kind of like the tech that the Eternals were making. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it's something to do with Celestials. Maybe that's how he's going to really tie in, because, I mean, that's a powerful weapon to be able to go against, that type of being. We don't know how powerful that is.
Now, I thought that too, just to jump in real fast. I said, that must be related to the Eternal. I think I said that at the movie theater. But Shang-Chi was actually supposed to come out after the Eternals.
Which is fine.
I mean, but
Eternals.
So I don't know that they would have related it to the Eternals without literally just saying that, without actually connecting it if Eternals came out first. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I was seeing more of the technology of how the Eternals weapons looked when they were making, like, when they make their like weapons on the trailer. It kind of reminds me a little bit how the rings were when they were spreading them out. and they had all that old writing and stuff on. I was like, well, that maybe one of the Eternals or the Celestial type of created this, since it's so far along, so much further than 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about millions of years ago that this thing was created.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty extreme weapon that they can use to fight these type of multiverse type of villains with Kang, and then they got all these type of different dark dimension beings coming out everywhere, Dormammu and this soul taker thing that came out on this movie. So it kind of seems like they're gonna need some big guns, because Thor's off world doing whatever he needs to do. They need somebody on Earth. They got Doctor Strange, Wanda going crazy, so I don't really know what they can really focus on.
The whole other team for her.
The kid he never had, so I don't really trust that chick at all. So
No.
they ain't really got nobody else on Earth. Sam, he can come in and throw a shield at you, and maybe throw some blocks, hit you with his jetpacks. He ain't gonna do much of nothing. So the only other big guns, I don't really know. War Machine got all the artillery type of stuff.
Right.
But I'm trying to think of who else on Earth they had this. They got, all right, we are missing Black Panther. Okay, Black Panther, we don't know what they're going to do with Black Panther yet.
That
was bad. So that's the whole key. Cause that's the ones that always protect Earth anyway.
Right.
So Shuri, she's going to take the mantle, which I kind of think they may have her do.
I think that's what they're doing.
Kind of based off of some of what I'm hearing with the contracts that she's signing.
Right.
But hey, I still think they could bring in Michael V or somebody else to kind of take the mantle, but necessarily be one of those main characters with her. Mm-hmm. They can kind of build off, kind of like a Okoye is, so they can kind of go in different directions depending on who the audience really likes a lot. So, but I don't really know too much about the comics with Black Panther, because all they talk about is T'Challa. T'Challa and Siri. So
yeah, that's
do they have any other?
That's the thing that makes it so tough. It's like T'Challa. Yeah. It is all about T'Challa. Shuri did take over for a little while. And no, I'm not a reader of the comics as well, but I definitely am all over my man Dope Spiel. He's got great shows, really focusing on a lot of Black Panther, as well as Blurred Without Fear, and some other people as well. And I really learned a lot about Black Panther. And yeah, it's about T'Challa. The other characters are there and they're important, but yeah, it's about T'Challa, Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
So I guess with that, who do you think is going to lead the new Avengers?
You know who I think is going to.
Who is your pick?
Let me just say, Captain America once again is gonna fulfill that.
Steve is coming out of retirement.
Heck no, bro. It's time for my boy Sam. He's got the leadership skills. He can bring everybody together with his military counseling training.
He's got the ability to
sit everybody down and talk about their problems. I think he can do it. And I think, people give Sam Wilson a hard time, but really literally, what's his name? Steve Rogers was running at people, throwing a shield at people. He would literally throw it one time, somebody would smack it away, and that would be the end. Then he'd come with his fist. How many times did that happen? He'd be like, and then somebody be like, they knocked the shield away, and that was it. So he's a lot better of a character as far as fighting is concerned than Steve Wilson. I'd rather have somebody coming on my team with guns and wings than a frisbee. I mean, yeah, the frisbee is unbreakable, but yeah. Let me see here. I think he's the most likely character. I don't really see Captain Marvel doing that. I think she could do it from the standpoint of her power set and her background in the comics. She's led the Avengers, but they have not done anything in order.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, they haven't done anything in the movies.
Busy.
Huh?
She always busy.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get to, Chuck. If you would give
My bad. I'm sorry. I jumped in. I jumped in. I'm sorry.
They haven't done anything in the movies in order to build her up for that. The fact that she was missing, first of all, she was missing for the last, 10, 15 years as far as the Marvel timeline was concerned. And then after that, I guess it's 11 years. And then after that, gone again for most of Endgame for another 5 years. You can't lead a group of people like that. She's overpowered. Yeah. Even at the end of Wong, she's like, all right, I gotta go. It's like, nah, they're not doing anything in order to make her carry that mantle. And her movie didn't help out at all. Maybe the second movie will be better.
Yeah, she got a bunch of other Marvels coming in the second movie, so I guess they're gonna, hey, you're gonna take this side of the galaxy. I'll do this. You can stay on the Midgard and help out over here, and then I'll just zoom in when we gotta fight somebody, and I'll be here in a flash. So,
I was thinking as we were talking here, I don't know that they're actually going to go the route of a big Avengers movie. Now that I think about it, because if you think about the number of characters that it could be. I think more so what they're going to do is do more movies like Spider-Man No Way Home, where it's going to be small packs of Avengers. Because, a Spider-Man No Way Home is like that. Doctor Strange, you got Doctor Strange and Loki and Wanda in it. You're going to have Thor, Love and Thunder, which I'm sure is going to have Loki again. And now you get the new Thor in that one. I think they're going to have Beta Ray Bill. Of course, you got Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think they're going to do more movies that have pockets of Avengers. Like you may have 3 or 4 in each one, as opposed to trying to bring it together. Eventually, they may have one big everybody movie. But I think if they do that one, that will be the end of this chapter. That'll be the end until they bring in the X-Men, I think.
So you don't think the X-Men will be part of the big Avengers movie?
I mean, it'll be transferring over, but that would be the end of the Avengers. It's kind of like Endgame was the end of the original Avengers, and now this new team of Avengers is kind of coming in. I think the next Avengers movie will be like that. When they come, this next team of Avengers won't be a team very much. It's just going to be small packets. They're going to come together to take care of the multiversal threat, because it's got to be so huge. Maybe the X-Men will be introduced, and then they'll kind of fade away in order to go into the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
So what about that's all I was going to say. Fantastic Four, they actually have a movie. When's that movie coming out? Is it next year? Year after that?
4 years.
Like it's before the next big phase. Like it's the end of this phase. It's the Fantastic Four. So I know they had the WandaVision, they had all the TV shows.
Right. Now
they have Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, Multiverse of Madness, Black Panther. I don't think what else they got going on. I don't really think there's the Marvels, the Miss Marvel movie, and then I think that's going. I think it's the Fantastic Four.
This says Fantastic Four comes out July 8th, 2005.
2005. You talking about the old? Shut up.
Let's see here. When does? Oh, August 7th, 2015.
Never more or less.
Oh my gosh. Really? You waste my time with this.
Okay, here we go. Marvel's Fantastic Four release date is in 2023 or beyond.
I mean, we're almost at the end of 21 right now. So 22, we already know the slate for 22.
Right.
That's Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Black Panther. And then they got some TV shows coming out.
Okay.
So they got Fantastic Four literally is going to be like right there. So they got to have them a part of this Avengers group, I would think. So to me, I think they're going to kind of lead in with the multiverse. They're going to mess all. Basically, these years, this whole thing is they're going to be messing stuff up. This whole phase is the mess up phase. Right. Everything's going to get messed up on this phase. And then the next phase, when they start bringing in all the people, that's when they're going to be having to fix it all up.
Okay.
Again. And then after that, I don't know, half the people gonna be all old and nobody gonna be. We'll see what Marvel does after that. If they do anything. They may just take a long break like Star Wars did. Just no, but I don't know. They got the Disney Plus now. They got to keep putting stuff out on that. So I don't know if
they don't need to take no break because they have the X-Men. As long as Marvel keeps the X-Men in their pocket, they can keep this thing going for a long, long time. Now, once they introduce that, then they, but I mean, even X-Men can last a good 10, 15 years because they've got so much content with the X-Men.
True. But I guess the only thing is they're bringing so much content on Disney Plus too. So it's like it seems like it's going to kind of like, not say end, but it's like they're using a lot of their, what's it, IPs? Is that what they call their
intellectual properties? Yeah, they're getting it all out right now.
Properties right now on Disney Plus and movie theater. So on the movies, big screen. So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to spread this around.
Okay.
They got everybody on Disney Plus getting their own, 6 episodes, and then they got the movies coming out. So it was like, I don't know. I don't know what the future. Like another. How long has Marvel been out? When did Marvel start?
2011. You mean the MCU?
Yeah, Iron Man.
Yeah, 2011.
2011. Oh, okay. So I thought it started early.
No, 2008. Remember, your daughter is 13.
Yes, right.
Yes, we talked about this.
Yes, we did talk about that. So that's how we can figure out how old Marvel is. I'm trying to so that's 13 years. So another 13 years. Okay, we got a 20-year gap. So yeah, I guess you can just keep spinning wheels for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You have a whole new. Like my kids to be like grown and they'll be like on phase like 8. Like 60-something years old going to see phase 9. 70 or something years old. We're like, yeah, I've been watching Marvel all my life.
Right, exactly.
Gotta see the new villain. Are they still bringing out Marvel movies? Robert Downey passed away. Little homegoings for people now.
Wow.
We'll be going forever. I don't think it's been anything like this though. Because everything usually stops like after 3 or 4 movies and they just like don't make anymore. So, until I start rebooting them later on in life. That's about it.
So you didn't answer your own question. So who's gonna be the leader of the Avengers?
Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four can't lead the Avengers in the Fantastic Four.
They're gonna lead the Avengers somehow.
No, they're not going to lead the Avengers. They got their own thing.
I'm sure it'll be a team up of Sam, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange.
Oh, they're going to tag team lead?
I think Doctor Strange will that's going to be all the mystical stuff. Like any of the outer worldly things, they'll be handling. I'm leading that part of it. I think Spider-Man and Sam and War. I think War Machine's gonna have a big role now. I know they're gonna have what's the girl Iron Man, the Rhea? What's her name?
Yeah, Riri Williams.
Riri. So I think she's gonna kind of not say take the role of Iron Man, but like be the Shuri of American Shuri, I guess.
Okay.
Kind of build up maybe her as they grow up. Her and Spider-Man. And Sam, they kind of can still be kind of like the leaders of the Avengers. I don't know if they're gonna bring Iron Lad in later on. I know he's supposed to be like a King variant or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they can tie him into some things too. But I think they're gonna have a close team of like earthly people.
Okay.
They're gonna be the Avengers, like you call them up, they're the ones that's gonna take care of the problems around here. Now when it comes to that outside of things, that's when Doctor Strange is going to bring a circle in. Hey, y'all come over here to my house. Gotta go take care of this being that's going to destroy the universe.
Yeah.
And That's
Mom
the big
told me not to do it, but I did some stuff. I came to bargain.
Came to bargain. Yeah.
So they're going to definitely introduce the Dark Avengers, though. That I think that's going to be interesting, and that might be what happens instead of there being the next Marvel movie being the Avengers classic coming together. Maybe it's the Dark Avengers coming together. Maybe that will be the next Avengers movie, focusing on them, with them being kind of bad guys. Because you're looking at Abomination, you're looking at what's her name? The new Black Widow.
It's gonna be like the Suicide Squad.
Maybe so. Who else?
Don't we kind of got that already with Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, but still, who knows? I don't know. But they're not bad guys. The Guardians of the Galaxy are not bad guys. They're just good guys that don't have any morals.
They're bad guys. Like they're literally
good guys that will rob you. You know what I mean?
They're not as bad as the bad guys.
Yeah, exactly. But these are actual bad guys. Who else? U.S. agent. And even him, he's not a bad guy, but he can be led down the wrong path pretty easy.
Yeah.
Who else? Right, exactly. Who else is on that? Okay, so you got a dark Captain America, you got a dark Black Widow, you got a dark Hulk. Let me see here. You got
Abomination.
Right, that's Hulk. Right. I don't know if you have a dark Thor or not.
No.
And
they don't have no big. They don't have no big guns outside of the Abomination, which got whooped up on Wong real easy. So.
Well, he punched himself. I mean, nobody else is doing that to him.
True.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else they have. Their team is pretty limited.
Zemo, yeah. He can dance.
Zemo is like, what can he do? Like, Winter Soldier really could end him anytime he wanted to. And then what is he's just doing a little dip. They're doing a lot. They take all their whole team out, like no problem.
True.
So
he was able to run from them though. That was something.
I guess so. They're gonna have to put some more people on that team to make it a threat. And make a Norman Osborn type of person, like Green Goblin, like they did in the. I know he was like a leader of that team for a while. But he's always been a big guy in the comics that took over a lot of stuff. So he's more like the Iron Man, the bad Iron Man, billionaire. He has his own reasons for. Dr. Doom is not a part of them, but he can be a factor because I've been seeing a lot of stuff with him in the comics. Like he might be a big bad type of thing to bring him in.
Yeah,
he be taking everybody's stuff, like Odin stuff.
All the time.
Gauntlets. He be taking god powers and like, who is this dude?
Take over the whole universe. Yeah, he's one of the biggest threats that Marvel's ever had. Like without even necessarily having real powers to be able to do that. Yeah, he's basically Iron Man, but just the very horrible side of Iron Man. Right.
Like, Iron Man's whole mission was Kang, basically like Kang. Like he wanted to conquer everything type of thing.
Right.
Like Iron Man could do that because he's so smart. If he really put his mind to how to do that, he could manipulate all this type of power and time and stuff like that to his benefit.
Right.
And take over everything. So that's kind of like what they're doing for me.
Okay. What else, sir? What else do you think about the future?
I think those are some of the biggest questions that we kind of answered put our thoughts into. So I think right now, to me, I guess we both feel that Shang-Chi is going to be a part of the Avengers and the Marvel, but not just he's going to do his own thing. We both kind of feel they'll keep him on his own thing. He'll come and help out with big events. I guess as we find out what these 10 rings actually mean in Marvel, since they're changing up everything,
right?
They're not long ring; they're like bracelets. How that's going to affect, everything. And his sister is, I guess, she took her organization and put it at her dad's compound.
Right?
Yeah. So I mean, she can do something. Who cares? But yeah. I'm good with that. What about you? You got any other thoughts about Shang-Chi and his future.
Shang-Chi.
Shang, I'm gonna call him Shang.
Dude's name is Sean. That's why.
Sean.
She was like,
Hey,
you changed your
Sean?
name to Sean from Chong.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Let me see here. Do I have any other thoughts? I don't know, man. I would just say I'm very excited. I'm very pleased with Phase 4 so far. I don't consider Black Widow to be part of Phase 4. I mean, it's only part of Phase 4 just because of timing. That's the only reason you can consider it part of Phase 4. It's a Phase 3.
Not. Marvel doesn't even consider it Phase 4 because you actually look at the placement that they put it right behind Black Panther on the placement. When you're trying to watch them in order on Disney Plus, put them at Phase 3 anyway. So it doesn't even.
Now,
even though it has a Phase 4 ending, the post-credit scene is Phase 4.
Right. Here's something. This new phase is not very clear on when stuff happens. Like the first phase is you could pretty much line without having any help. You could line up the movies, and there might be some that like Doctor Strange and Black Panther, kind of without context, kind of knowing which one came first. But this new phase, like between WandaVision and the 2 Spider-Man movies, and Shang-Chi and Eternals and the other 2 TV shows, like they're overlapping each other because they all reference the snap. But then WandaVision is like, oh, that was 2 weeks ago, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier was like, oh, that was 6 months ago or something. And Spider-Man Far From Home was like that was 6 months ago. So it's like they're all kind of, but they're coming out in different times. So and of course Loki, you get that.
Yeah,
it happens at any point in time. I definitely want to know what the new timeline is. I need to sit down and we don't really have a clue what Shang-Chi was. Maybe 6 months.
So I would do is go on Disney Plus, and if you watch them in order, they change the time. Like when the movies drop, you'll see them actually change where they're fitting them on their little timeline. So that's kind of how you'll like, okay, know what to watch if you want to watch it in order. So when Shang-Chi hit Disney Plus, I want to see where they put it at. Like, are they going to put it in front of like around WandaVision time, or still after Falcon and Winter Soldier? Like, when did this come out? So we'll kind of get a better look on what's the timeline. Then when the Eternals come out, because it looks like I guess we're kind of getting a little lucky here. Not with the pandemic, but I'm saying like it looks like with Disney Plus, what they're going to be doing, they may do the theater release for about 45 days, and then that's all the money they're going to make theater wise. They're going to release for Disney Plus. So that's at least we don't have to wait like 6 months or to a year to get a movie. To be able to watch it over and over again, like a month and a half. I'm like, it's not bad at all.
Nah, really good idea.
Actually, go to the theater in about a month and a half. We can watch it at our house. So to keep everybody safe. So
keep everybody safe after they've been to the theater.
Yeah, after they've been. Well, not everybody's gonna go to the theater, even though a lot of people did go. And they won't packed. It won't packed out. Like I've been to Thursday night movies with Marvel, and it would be packed. Right. we had seats in front and behind, and on the sides of the theaters, all down at the bottom. So it's not like it was like overflowing with people there. So I don't know about Friday and Saturday, but I know, in the past it would be completely full.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm interested to see what you guys think about all of this. What questions do you want to ask, and we can address that. Also, Chuck, what do you think about this? What do you think about us going back and watching the Marvel movies and reviewing them? Would that be worth a time?
I think that would, because I was trying to start after when What If started. I started watching the first Avenger. But yeah, I think we're definitely get a different perspective of the movies now. We've seen so many years and so many different phases of these characters. So it's like, so this is how he was at the beginning. I don't really like this. I don't like this one at all. This is horrible. I thought I liked this movie. He's gonna completely change in phase 2. She shouldn't have said that. She knows she's gonna die next movie.
Right. I will say that just on that note, I will say that the movies I know, because I've watched them all, the ones up to this point, they really fit together so well. One of my favorite parts is watching Infinity War, which is my favorite movie, and I've seen Infinity War so many times at this point. Anytime I'm doing something, I'll just have it playing in the background because I just like to have some noise. And one of the best scenes now, it wasn't the best scene before, but now it is. It's Wanda and all the scenes with Wanda and Vision. Like all the scenes, because now they have so much more context. Now that they have the show, and you see them, falling in love and what she has to do in order to save him, and it's like, oh man! And now you know what's about to happen and what she's about to do. It's just it fits together so well. It makes such a great tapestry when you take everything together.
It's hard for Wanda.
Yeah, exactly.
Wanda got to kill his mother all the time. Kill the person over and over again on every show.
Exactly. And then there's some people that say, oh, the superhero movies, they do the same thing every time. Bro, if you just look at Captain America and Iron Man and see their progression and where they started, and by the time they get to Civil War, they've switched places. Because Iron Man was strictly like, I'm not about the government, bro. Like, this is me. Take it or leave it. You can't have my stuff. And by the time he gets to Civil War, it's like, yeah, government needs to put us in check, son. And Captain America's like, America, government, let's do the right thing for the USA. And then by the time he realizes that Hydra is a part of that, by the time he gets to Civil War, it's like, bro, forget the government. The best hands are always our hands. And to see that progression over the course of those movies is amazing.
Yeah, Winter Soldier definitely changed all that for Captain America. I was like, nobody no more. You're right. We'll do that one. We'll figure that timing wise when to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sounds good, sir. All right, then. Well, please leave a like and a comment. And as usual, you've got to subscribe. This is Color Commentary. We'll give you views from a different side. Peace. I don't know what's happening with Charlie over there, but we'll find.
Saturday morning.